Hi! Welcome to a new series on the channel, Chao Down. Essentially, I want to take a character from one thing, make a Chao based off of it, and walk you guys through the process on how I made it. I got this idea while gazing upon the Library of Alexandria for all things Chao, Chao Island, and all of its strange creatures you can make. While searching through evolutions for a Chao I was raising on my own file, I noticed one type has a striking resemblance to another iconic character we all love. So, first things first, we're gonna need to decide on whether or not we want a two-tone Chao or a monotone Chao. Since we can't do anything about the horn colors, regardless of how high you crank the fill bucket tool, let's just keep it simple and use a monotone white Chao. So, let's head to the black market and get ourselves a white egg. Oh my god! Finally! Egg get! Also, this shiny orange one looks neat, so I'm gonna yoink this guy also. Okay, let's take these bad boys home and get to work. Alright, for now, we don't need you to be crawling around and getting into stuff and just being an all-out nuisance, so, go take a bath, buddy. And here we are. This right here is gonna be our Going Merry Chao. So that Chao we showed off earlier is a neutral fly run Chao. And if that sounded like I was performing an exorcism, don't worry, we'll walk you through it as we go. Right now, all we need to worry about is raising up its flying stat. So I head on to Mission Street to get some purple chaos drives. Small animals with a purple background, like a condor, parrot, or peacock, would also boost flying as well, but they can also influence other stats, and they Frankenstein the hell out of your baby, so we're not gonna mess with those this time. Although I remembered during editing I probably could have used these bats and they would have worked just as fine if not better. I usually go to mech stages to get chaos drives. Since they spawn a lot more robots to destroy, it gives you a lot more of a chance to get the chaos drives you're looking for. And I don't know how much I want to show levels in the future since it could get repetitive, but I thought I'd give my 2 cents on the matter right away so we don't need to go over this again in future videos. Alright Mary, we're home with some drives for you. Wait, now that I think about it, we haven't actually named you yet. Let's take you down to the kindergarten to fix that. Ajax?
He got Ajax from the dish soap.
Now we can start building up that fly stat we were talking about. Just gotta start shoveling these bad boys down Mary's gullet. And by that, I mean placing the chaos drives in front of them repeatedly. As you can see, this glitch lets us reuse chaos drives. Hey, don't judge, every penny counts. I even do this kind of stuff in real life. Good breakfast. Good breakfast. Alright, let's save the rest of that for later. Also, don't mind this glitchy tree in the background. I had another Chao plant it for a shot in a different video, and in the PC port of this game, the extra tree models are all bugged out. So it seems despite the precautions I took, you still have the audacity to be born. You've got tenacity, kid. Problem is, I don't want time moving for you while we're not doing anything, so, we have to get you off our hands for a while. Go on, go learn books or something. Oh shit, I have 2 children here already. You guys, just get some extra credit, okay, kids? So, now that Sonic has essentially spoiled the shit out of this Chao, Mary's favoritism is starting to show through. Their once yellow emotion ball has now turned a nice shade of blue. And their head has gone from a teardrop shape to some, lumps? This is because Sonic giving them chaos drives influenced their alignment. The way Sonic Adventure 2 calculates how your Chao will grow is dependent on 2 scales, alignment and stat influence. Alignment is pretty simple, just a spectrum from hero to dark. and your Chao will lean towards the morality of the character you interact with them as. Stats though, they get a little more complicated. The 4 main stats are swim, fly, run, and power. 2 on each end of a spectrum. Run versus power, and swim versus fly. Throw them down on a graph like a cross and throw your Chao in the middle, and just like that, baby's learning politics. Just like politics, this graph is going to affect the growth of an adult Chao, but it doesn't have any impact on the babies in the room. No, instead, like true children, they base their entire life's path on whatever's the last obsession they had when they start evolving. Feed them a lot of speedy animals and green chaos drives? Those recent interactions would make your Chao a run type. Anyway, we send in Eggman to take care of those unsightly protrusions coming out of Mary. Hey, the glitchy tree started growing fruit! And Eggman can shake it now! But he's so tall you can't even see the tree when he shakes it, so it looks a little... You're welcome for this image, Internet. Now, all we have to do is wait for them to evolve. That was quick. As you can see, Mary's horns haven't curled back in yet, like the real going Mary. This is where that graph from earlier comes in. Once a Chao is evolved, continuing to give that Chao boosts in their stats will affect their influence with that stat. This will change the way a Chao looks as it matures in its adult life. Chao Island has an amazing 3D Chao viewer. It's super useful for showing off the way stat influence develop in a Chao. To make the Mary's horns curl the way we want though, we have to influence its run stat. So you know what that means. Alright, now that Mary's influence is leaning towards run, all we have to do is wait for Mary to mature a bit more. Around this time, I also fed them a decent amount of yellow drive so they could swim. Since of course they'd be able to swim, they're a boat! But I made sure to balance back out the influence between swim and fly back to the middle. That way their horns stay curled the way we want them. So while waiting for their horns to grow in, Mary decided to water and dance for one of the trees that's always in the garden. Meanwhile, that glitchy tree over there is barely clinging on to life as it looks like, taunting it by watering a tree on the other side of the garden. Mary's a cold bitch. And there we go! Aside from getting their stats up to the max, I'd say the Going Mary Chao is done. Aesthetically, I really like neutral flying Chao. I'm a big fan of knights, so I usually just go all out with the flying stat, but taking a different route today and making something I haven't done before is a lot of fun. So, do you guys have any ideas for a character to make a Chao out of? Let me know in the comments. I myself have a few plans down the line for more Chao to make already, so stay tuned if you're into that. And as always, have a good one!